We have got ourselves another Halo Wars 2 commentary over here, 3 versus 3. I am playing as Anders.
Group 1 assigned.
We have Yellow playing as Vortis. We have our teammate playing as Forge. We're going against a Forge, a Cutter, and what I believe is an Atriox. But I'm not really going to see Atriox, honestly, because he's all the
Generator
way on the Blues
constructed.
lane, and this map is incredibly big. So,
Look alive,
this
Marines!
game, you're in for a treat. What we're going to see here is just some great counterplay, some great defenses, and then just finishing the game strong, right? Putting yourself in a situation where you kept taking those advantageous positions to then be able to
IPad
go ahead
constructed.
and put it in the ground and end it. And you see this here, I actually discovered
Generator upgrade complete.
something by accident. Sorry about that. And the thing that I ended up
Local
discovering
units.
was the fact that you can actually go Tech 2 on this map and not upgrade your
Generator
your supply at the very beginning of the game, which is actually pretty good. It's pretty nice. So I'm already going to have this huge
Local
power
units.
lead that is
Local
going to help me get
units.
to Tech
Local
2. And
units.
this map is relatively big. I am making a gamble. If I go ahead and get rushed by some sort, by let's say a bunch of infantry and whatnot, I have to be
Local
able to
units.
defend that. And
Supply
so
pad constructed.
my plan was relatively simple. Let's go ahead and get these infantry on top of
Group 1.
garrisons and just have them spread out throughout the map,
Group
so if
1.
something does happen, I'm going to have good visibility,
Generator upgrade
and then I'll
complete.
be able to have enough time to go ahead and try and do something about it. So still haven't used any of my power to go ahead and upgrade my supply pads whatsoever, and this second mini base is being built, where I will presume that I'm going to go ahead and make 2 more supply
Group
pads
1.
associated with it. And then once I get the
Local
Tech 2, I'll
units.
start upgrading my
Leader
pads.
point
So
earned.
Take it, squad!
things are going very relatively well. I'm going to hold on to this next second leader point instead of using it right away. First one I did use in R&D development, and I have no problem doing it again there. And speaking of which, Red actually got 2 Marines killed when he could have just used one to
Local
blow up the
units.
mines. But
Inside!
it's
On the
alright,
go!
he's still
Group
winning mid,
1.
which is actually pretty cool on his part. And I'm trying to go ahead and assist him. I see green with the Marine over there that's trying
Supply
to go
pad
ahead and do some
constructed.
damage. And so you'll eventually see
Another bad guy
my
bites the
one of my
dust!
Marines head over there because I'm trying to take that garrison. And so we're trying to sneak him through, but he ends up getting his infantry right back on that garrison, which is
Local units.
quite unfortunate. So I'm going to go ahead and just start chipping him through with my own infantry, and then all of a sudden he leaves, or she, and I was like, oh crap, what am I supposed to do there? And so then I go ahead and like, oh, he's going back, let me go ahead and help out again. And like, nope,
Local
it
units.
turns out he's not really going after the garrison, he's going after the sentinels for the power node, which, you know,
Marines under
hey,
fire!
more power for
Enemy
us, the better it
fire!
is. So I have no complaints there. And now we have finally upgraded Tech 2, and we're now going to upgrade our supply pads associated with it as well. We got our infantry in our garrisons, so we're going to be ready for that. And now we're upgrading our supply pads, and things are looking relatively good for us. We got a very fast
Local
Tech 2,
units.
3 minutes and 30 seconds in. We're getting that second power node, and Red's fighting
center
relatively
upgrade.
well.
Marines!
And now we're in Tech 2, so we're going to go ahead and go with double garage. And I remember
Group
this
4
specifically
assigned.
because I kept trying to get the hot group key set up on the D-pad, and it just was
Group
not
2
happening. It
assigned.
kept switching between the
Group
two.
4 assigned.
And then I
Group
finally
2
was able to
assigned.
get it set up. So, but then look at this. You look at the mini
Local
map,
units.
and light blue is starting to show up.
Our base is
And I
under
noticed
attack.
that, and so I self-destruct, and then I saw some flame vets. So I'm like, okay, I have to make a turret right away. And looking back at it, that turret
Group
placement
2.
was not the right move. I did end up getting my second point for heal because I know I'm going to need it, and now I'm going to start making some warhogs. I am on the clock. This dude does have a bunch of infantry that's going to be coming my way. At least that's what it presumes it to be. This turret is about halfway done being built, which is unfortunate. Still making some warhogs associated with it. And there we go. Red has just shown up. My base is relatively naked. If I put that turret in the back and then upgrade it to anti-infantry turrets, it would have done a marvelous job. But unfortunately, that did not happen. And so my warhog, my solo warhog, is going to have to do some work. But Vortis does that. Throws down a very good goop. And this goop is important because it just ends up doing consistent damage to these flamethrowers. And these flamethrowers are trying to target my advanced generator. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw down a heal to try and stall as much as possible. I could have put that heal a little bit better to also hit the turret, but it does look like the turret is doing the best that it can. I am getting a turret built at the back right, which is the one that I should have made. We end up getting some rams in as well, and we did lose one of our generators, unfortunately.
Local units.
But honestly, it is
Turret
okay.
constructed.
500 supply that ended up losing plus the 300 power. That's not bad at all because of the fact that look at everything that he's losing right now. That group is still doing damage on the group of flamethrower vets that are at the top. Red's coming in to reinforce the remaining of his infantry over here. And so this looks like a very, very good hold. This could have gotten very bad, but making that additional turret did help out, even though it would have been better in the back. Saving that heal for that right time, that leader point to be able to do it. Self-destructing that second base. That was a good idea as well. And now I'm going to use my extra marine to go ahead and get garrisons. And then I'm going to go ahead and build that gen and start upgrading the remainder of my supply pads because we just have so much of it. And we're going to send our warhogs over for some counterattack. But speaking of which, looks like light blue needs a little bit of help. So we're going to go ahead and throw in our sentinels over there to go ahead and help him out. Team player, you know? And so Warhog is coming in to go ahead and start doing damage on this expansion base and got him to cancel, which was actually really nice. We're going to go ahead and try and take out this flame vet that's associated with it. And then we're going to start targeting the mini base because you know they're going to end up having one. And so we're just going to go ahead and head straight over there, upgrade that gen. Our teammate got that shield gen, so those sentinels really helped out. And look at that, an advanced generator and a heavy supply pad on there. And so we're just going to go ahead and keep on chipping that damage on that supply pad as much as possible. We have ourselves a relatively good lead. We have more marines, warhogs showing up, and there's the forge hog. That forge hog is showing up. It's going to be a little bit troublesome, but I want to go ahead and try to take out this mini base. Will we be able to do so? We're going to go ahead and find out. There's a couple more seconds left and a couple more HP left. We're trying to micro the damaged warhogs in the back while we continue to do damage on the mini base. And now our second base has been made, and we were able to kill that mini base, which is pretty nice. We're going for a full-scale retreat now, because I don't think I'll be able to fight that warhog just yet. Look at these warhogs, they're getting very low. But we do have reinforcements coming in. These marines are just kind of causing us problems. And then I noticed, whoa, forge warhog doesn't have that much HP left. We lost his shields, and we were able to take out the forge hog with all our warhogs still alive as well. And now he's trying to grab a second base, and honestly he won't be able to. If you look at the mini map, red is applying great pressure in mid as well. And so we just denied a second base expansion. We killed the mini base, and looks like red also stopped green's expansion as well. And so we do have two marines. We're going to go ahead and put them in that garrison over there to provide extra vision. Yellow has pinged because he wants some vision to go ahead and grab a second base over there, since the Aatrox is causing some problems on his side. I'm going to go ahead and grab that mini base because the goal is to eventually start sieging on that lane, so we can go ahead and apply that final pressure that we need to go ahead and take out the forge hog. Forge in general that is over there. So we got a good little surround happening, and now we're working on towards the next stage. We got to get those jackrabbit upgrades so we can get that extra vision for our squad, and then we're going to go ahead and get the extra upgrade. Get some jackrabbits out as well. Nightingales are coming in to help reinforce. It does look like red is trying to go ahead and hold that off. I have a heal that is going down. We found the forge hog again, so we're going to go ahead and go for some rams. And look at this, the forge hog gets taken out once again. At least I think so. Heavy metals being popped. They do have siege turrets helping out, but it does look like we are able to go ahead and defend this. I saw the siege turret that's happening over there, and this is our cue to go ahead and try and start retreating. We will make a garage pad over there just so we can have the potential to go ahead and build up those Kodiaks that we want to go ahead and damage the other side. But it does look like things aren't looking so good for red at mid. He's getting kind of squashed between green, and light blue actually has a base over there as well. So pretty interesting dynamic in regards to what is happening with this game. It's still anybody's game as a whole. I do have some great denies, and I just pinged to red that, hey, I'm going to be shifting over to this side to see if I can go ahead and apply any sort of damage on my side. Blue is creeping up on yellow side as well, but yellow is still doing relatively well now that that person has a second expansion base on their side. So we're gonna stop with the warhog production. We got that nice sexy supply of 64. We're gonna stop the second base that's going to be happening over there, and I just noticed red has warhogs over here. Light blue has warhogs over here. We were able to stop the second expansion base, which that is also really nice. We're holding on to that nice amount of 2,000 supply, but it turns out it's gonna be a bit before we get our sentinel hero if we want to go ahead and get that. And so the next stage would be to get siege and see if we can go ahead and reapply pressure on this left side of the lane, because right now Forge is kind of on that second base and he's doing very well. I didn't even know he was on the second base now that I look at this. game all over again. So at the time, I didn't even know that. I thought I had him on one base. But
Local units.
our army is looking relatively good. We're trying to sack some Marines to go ahead and get some extra supply. And
Local units.
now I put down the Sentinels that's showing up, so then we can go ahead and go for the next step, which is to try and kill this Warthog. This is the thing that I want to kill. Not sure if I'll be able to. We're getting some Rams in, but then you have yourself a nice scatter bomb that's coming down. So I'm going to have to retreat just a little bit. A heal is going down on him as well, so that's my cue to go ahead and retreat.
All units.
Our first siege turret is going to go ahead and come down. We will get reinforcement level 2 as well to get ourselves ready for that. The goop is coming down, which is going to just help slow down those warhogs over all in all, and see if we can go ahead and just push them back as a whole. And looks like we were able to,
We're losing a power
but there
unit.
is like a micro battle that's happening over here. We're going to get our second siege turret up so we can just have this constant support. Shield gen comes in at the perfect time, and our first siege turret comes down as well. So there goes the spawning of the sentinels. We're killing these warhogs little by little, which is looking pretty nice. And our Kodiaks are going to be on our way soon, speaking of which, there they are right there. Look at that. I have that internal clock in my head going on. And so now we have constant siege that's happening over here. We're working towards reinforcement level 2, and we're going to try and save enough power supply to go ahead and get our ult. It does look like light blue is trying to come in on the left side. And if you look at the minimap, green is going to try and start shifting over to help out his teammate as well. So I'm kind of in a very tough spot here, but I want to try and do as much pressure as we can over here. Sentinel Retriever comes in, but we do need that extra power, and we have to use that power to get the reinforcement upgrade. I thought I got it, but I guess I was wrong. So we're actually a little bit behind in that regards. Green starts showing up, so that's my cue to go ahead and start falling back.
Group 2.
And that's exactly what we tend to do. We're starting to make some tanks, and look at this. ODST drop comes in, and they have a great group of warhogs just trapped in all together. We're trying to fall back. Y moves are coming down with the Nightingales to try and help give suppressing cover with the smoke screen. And so we are still doing a magnificent job in just holding off both of them at the same time. Blue is actually doing a very good push on yellow on that right hand side. Wish I can go ahead and take a look at that. Also, green has a Kodiak. I know this feeling all too well. That's over here, and so now we're just going to go ahead and keep applying this pressure. I think we have a good amount of pressure, and our teammate is giving me power. In order to go ahead and try and get the Sentinel Retriever, we can go ahead and get that. That's going to be a pretty much game and set. So we do have enough pop. We have 78 out of 120, and I don't know if it takes 40 or if it takes 30 pop. We're going to find out right now. And so we're still waiting for that magical amount of 2000 power. We're shifting and rotating just a little bit such that we're not going to be put ourselves in a situation where they can come down right through the middle. There's our Sentinel Retriever, and it turns out it's just 30 pop, so that's something I need to learn. I thought it was 40 because of the Condor. And now our Sentinel Retriever is here, and honestly, I don't even think they're going to be able to do much to us anymore. Yeah, we don't even have Gauss, but honestly, we're starting to transition to tanks. And we're going to start making Wolverines as well in case we start seeing some air. I was going to go ahead and make another Sentinel turret. Siege turret, but I decided, you know what? It's not worth doing that. Let's just go ahead and get a sensor tower on there. Now let's just focus down on this base. We're going to kill it down. Red and yellow have great momentum on that right hand side. They were able to squash blue because they were able to get some relief from the 2v1 that was happening over here, so we could 2v1 them over there. Scatter bomb does go down. I decided to go ahead and just swallow it. I did end up losing a little bit of units, but it does look like that base is falling apart. Light green is heading over to go ahead and help their teammate, but because of that, light blue is pretty much dead at this point. They don't really have much, and so light blue has decided to self-destruct all their units, and dark blue ends up disconnecting, and that was the game. I thought this was a very cool game to see. You have one teammate both teammates, not even both teammates, both people on different teams expanding on opposite sides of the map, so that's pretty cool to see. Holding off I would call it a rush. We're just in early game pressure of mass amount of flamethrowers and snipers, and honestly, it was a very wasted attack. They were only able to kill one gen from it, and so then they were trying to capitalize off second expansions, which was just not going to happen. And so all in all, there was just a little bit of taste of everything, and it was cool to see that this build order actually worked out. Definitely could have done better with the turret placement, but all in all, I went 41 for 47. Remember, I do have Sentinel spawning, so that doesn't really help with my KD. Red went 45 for 35, and yellow went 23 for 45. That extra efficiency helped finish the game and just winning that lane on the right hand side, which causes light blue to go ahead and just figure out things aren't going to turn out this way, and so then they end up resigning. So hope you enjoyed this commentary. Gonna continue to try and do more of these. Hope you have a good one. Have a splendid one. If you enjoy it, leave a like, leave a comment. You can subscribe. Whatever you want to do, any support is much appreciated. But most importantly, hope you enjoyed this game and commentary. This is what I'm here for. And until next time, have a splendid one. Till the next commentary video, G out.